Hey everyone, I hope you're doing well. Welcome to my vlog. There's a number of subjects that I'm going to cover. Hopefully it won't be a too long of a vlog. I will start with Etsy update, which is a non-update update. And at the end I will move on talking a little bit about my website, new stamp set, and a couple of other things, including new colored pencil set that I've swatched out recently, some of my artwork, etc. So let's start with Etsy. This has been going on now for basically 2 weeks. On Monday last week, so today I'm filming this on Wednesday the 29th, so it's like a week and a half really. Within that time I had so I contacted Etsy with I think 3 or 4 emails, and I also done 2 surveys on top of that, all filled with complaints and stating all the facts, and all I have received from them were 3 automated emails, and them are completely unable, even after the last email, they're completely unable to respond to any solid questions that I have, which are very, very simple. Explain to me on which grounds you have placed reserve on my account, because I have read all of their policy and risk factors, why they may be doing it, and none of them apply to me. And yeah, so we have also taken it quite seriously, and we also explained that we will be taking legal action. But it seems that actually there is either no one in the office and they just put together these kind of automated emails to just bounce back, because these emails don't sound like they are written and actually read, like my email is properly read by a human being. And responded in the same manner. So, sorry, I've got something in my eye. So the last email and the email that we sent them, it was the last attempt to get some sort of response from them. It was a very solid written email. It had loads of facts in there, and basically, yeah, I just wasn't having any of it anymore. To that, I got a very vague response of a few lines, again saying that we absolutely understand where you're coming from. We appreciate your open and honest feedback about the reserve. I can see how this has impacted your experience on Etsy. And it says here, while we are not able to remove a reserve once it has been placed, mind you, there is no reason why it has been placed on my shop, like on my payments, on my account on Etsy. Why can they not even look into it? Because I've read all sorts of things, you know. I also at some point found some forum where it might have been a fake one. Someone claimed that there is a bug going on Etsy. So you would imagine they would want to look into it, but they don't want to look into it. And that is a big red flag. So, yeah, so as it says here, once it's been placed, they cannot remove it. I have asked a number of times at what point they're planning to remove this reserve. Again, I'm not getting any answers. No dates, nothing. The only dates that keep on popping up is the 45 days and the 90 days. Well, on the 27th, so 2 days ago, I have gone past the 60 days mark, which means it's looking like I'm going into the 90 days mark. Now, what's very interesting is that what they're saying is from the last items reserved. So for example, I'm selling an item and that item, the payment has been reserved. Now it can take from 45 to 90 days to be paid out from the last order placed. So say I have been, for example, if I was stupid enough to stay with Etsy for 90 days, I don't know who would be willing, but anyway, if I was willing to stay with Etsy for 90 days and then the last reserve order would come on the 90th day, what would happen is I would see the payment for it in 90 days, potentially. So it says either 45 or 90 days. So in fact, this reserve is not lasting you 3 months. This reserve can last you up to 6 months. So up to 6 months, you will be milked. You will be absolutely milked by Etsy, and 75% of your payments are reserved. You only pay 25% for 6 months. On which planet is this okay? Then it says here, they're trying to explain that reserved funds can be used towards refunds and other activities in your payment account when you have no other funds in your payment account. That should not be their reasoning for keeping 75% of my payments. That is none of their business. I don't think I had not even a handful of refunds. When there is a situation, if something has been delayed by the post or whatever, or has gone lost, I generally send out another product. So I haven't had that many refunds. I think maybe 1 or 2 in my entire... I remember for sure there's 1. It could have been a couple more since 2019 that I started selling on Etsy. So that's that. And then it says here, we have heard from sellers that sometimes there are unexpected costs of doing business. Damn yeah, I have bills to pay, so they're only thinking about themselves here. Then later on it says here, again, all of this is copy-pasted. Nothing is personally written to address any of the questions that I put, any of the facts that I put down in the last email. All of this is very much automated and copy-pasted. So then it says here, moreover, Etsy reserves the right to use a combination of reserves, deposit delays, and holds as outlined in our Etsy payments policy, which you can find here. So basically somehow they cover themselves by putting some sort of policy together that they will be taking 75% of sellers' payments. I'm pretty sure none of the sellers were aware of this, by the way. Who on earth would stay with them? If I knew that that's the policy, I would have left, when it started, because it's just ridiculous. So then it finishes here by saying, we're wishing you and your shop the very best. Well, guess what? My shop won't be existing very soon because of you. Etsy, yes, you've done it. Let me know if there is anything else you need assistance with. We're here to help. No, every single email is finished in the same manner. They're not helping with anything. 0. We deeply value your opinion as an Etsy member, and shortly you will receive an email with a quick survey about this interaction. I'd appreciate if you could fill it in and let us know how we did today. Guess what? Etsy, you suck. Just like you sucked the previous emails. As of now, I am going to take down all of my listings. I only left right now listings that are selling quite slowly, so my idea was that it will slow down any purchases, but I wanted to see what they had to respond to give them another kind of like last chance, even though it's unforgivable what they have done already for 2 months. And so after this email, I am going to take down everything, because it says here, during this period, 75% of the funds you earn from each order will be unavailable for deposit until your order dispatches with valid tracking. So if you have dispatched an order that is standard and it's not tracked, how can I go back and track it afterwards? What on earth, like what is that? Or after 45 days from the date of sale, this money is actually not 45 days. I think it takes longer, but I'm not entirely sure. It's such a mess, by the way, to be now doing the accounts with the mess up that they have done, to put together all the invoices of what has been paid, what money came from where. I mean, they have been a complete and utter destruction to a small business. And yeah, I am fuming. I'm fuming inside. So I have no idea what is the total money that they have reserved, because it constantly changes. The total value changes every day, because some orders would, I guess, be paid out. Then the new orders, 75% of them would be then plopping back into that pot that they're holding. It says here that this money is yours. It will be applied to any unexpected charges or refunds. Well, thank you very much, Etsy. And you can deposit the amount available after the reserve period, given there are no other holds on your account. So, from what they said in the previous emails, it could be that they could carry on with this reserve beyond those 90 days, because according to them, they don't owe you an explanation why they're sitting on your money. But it's your money. Well, thank you for realizing it is my money. Thank you, Etsy. You're very generous. Thank you. So right now, the reserve minimum, which also, by the way, changes daily, right now it's £952.27. So that's the amount that they're currently sitting on. And the total value as of today has dropped down from £1,000, almost £400 to £1,269.63. And orders in reserve is 41, but the highest I've seen it so far has been 44. So I guess I must have been paid out for the other 3. Thank you, Etsy, again. Very, very generous. Yeah. So, ludicrous. This is some sort of fraud. I have no other words for it. I am no way feeding Etsy with my financials anymore. They have done enough damage. That was Etsy. Yeah, I feel like I need to take a minute. It's just, let me know in the comments what you think. You have been fantastically supportive with all of your comments for the previous Etsy messages, and I have been hopeful that at least we can kind of backtrack from the situation, whatever they messed up, that they at least will be able to resolve it. But as days went on, I knew it's more unlikely, becoming unlikely every day, because it looks like they are in some financial troubles and they're being completely dishonest with their sellers and just basically surviving by stealing your money for a little bit. Borrowing your money, I guess. Shall I call that borrowing? I don't know how long it will actually take for them to pay out the whole sum. Whether I have any confidence that they will pay out the entire sum of my money. To be honest with you, from how they're communicating throughout these fluff-based emails that are automated, I have very little confidence. So that's something, quite worrying. It is worrying me how many people it has affected, and I hope more and more people will come out and share this. It's horrendous. I don't want to have anything to do with them anymore. So basically, I will be moving to my website, which is www.alyonacreates.com. Right now, when you click on the website, it will tell you that it's under construction. I am in the process of setting up quite a simple looking shop where I can start selling from and actually help my business to come up again and survive the damage that Etsy has caused for the 2 months. And then I guess by the end of the summer, I'm hoping to have the whole website completely set up. Okay, so let's switch the gears slightly, and I'm going to... The light is really not great. Well, I hope it's all right. Anyway, so let's talk a little bit about the exhibition. So I went last week on Friday, took all of my paintings down, in a way, it's been like a relief. It was very exciting to take part in that experience, but I was relieved it sort of all came to an end. And I think I will attempt another exhibition slightly later. Obviously, I was planning to move into that, but Etsy has created a lot of like stress and a lot of time to put down to now not think about or set up another exhibition, but actually to set up my website. So my plans have been changed. So that's where I'm going with. Another thing that Etsy completely messed up for me is the launch of my latest botanical stamp set. It's super fun. I'm really excited to share more, but basically, yeah, I won't be able to put it up on Etsy for sale, so I have to now wait until my website is all set up and I can put it on there. It's a stamp set that will help you to create botanical illustration, and here's an example of one of the things you can do, but there's a lot more. And once I get things under control, I will start sharing that with you as well. But the idea is that you can illustrate a botanical piece, even if you feel not confident with your drawing skills. This is something that will help you to use the elements or the same element in many different ways, and you can basically build your own. You can use your creative sense to create beautiful floral botanical clusters. There are bits here or elements that you can build flowers with. There are some berries and also some like leaves that you can create foliage with, or you can also build flowers with the same foliage pieces, so they can be used as petals or leaves. So I will explain all of that soon, but speaking of the rest of the month, I will go down to probably one video per week. My parents are coming from Odessa to stay with us for a few weeks, and I really want to focus on that family time that is so precious. Haven't seen them since 2019, so you can imagine it's like extra special. I basically will have to, you know, slow things down here on YouTube a little bit. And then in the month of May, in terms of the website, I'm hoping to be able to set up something quite simple but functioning within maybe a week or so. So that's the plan. I will see whether it will be realistic, but I am in the process, so I have started it already. It just will take a little bit of time. So yeah, hopefully during April you will be able to purchase and my shop will be running fine, so that part of it hopefully will be fine. So I'll still will be going to post office and things like that, but just minimizing workload otherwise. I was hoping to film a new teachable course. I will be filming for sure, but I'm now not sure when I will do it. I may do it in May. I was going to do it in March, but like I said, my plans have been completely broken apart. So I will probably have to wait until May to be able to do that now. So what is the course going to be about? I am enjoying botanical illustrations, and I want to kind of show you how I would take art supplies that I love using, be it watercolor, be it colored pencils, watercolor markers, acrylic inks, basically predominantly water color effect type of art supplies and pencils, and how I would create a botanical illustration using these different supplies and how different the styles would be and how it would look. So that's the idea, and it will be like a deep dive into all these beautiful different supplies. And predominantly I love watercolor, and that's what it is going to be about. Even other supplies that I will be using, they will be mostly water soluble, or they will have that watercolor effect to them. So that is it. Latest thing that I have done is I have swatched new set. Let's see if I can show it to you. So I have swatched the Derwent Color Soft pencil set, and it's 72 colors. It's now, the video is now available on my website on my YouTube channel, and you can find all the lovely swatches. I'll show you the swatches quickly on here. If you haven't seen, then make sure you have a look. But they're super vibrant and fun to play with. And then there's some greens and neutrals. Really lovely color palette. Some lovely grays. So all good, all fun. And I have also used these pencils to create this illustration, which I have filmed tutorial for. And it has been a lot of fun, so I will show you how to do that. I have also filmed my March favorites, so that should be up on my channel by the time you watch this video. And what else? Yes, so basically for the rest of April, what you can expect is this sort of content where it will be me teaching you how to use, again, different supplies, but in a quick, in more sort of shorter bites. There will be shorter videos because there's just not enough time. Not enough time in the day. We are right at the end of March. Half term is starting on Monday. Today's Wednesday. I have got literally 2 days now to film all the content for April, and that's what I will be doing. There'll be shorter videos, but there will be botanical art, and I hope you will enjoy them. Let me know if there's anything else that you want to mention, and I think I managed to say everything. In case you're interested, the Ultimate Palette set, there is plenty of stock, but I've just taken it down from Etsy and I will be selling it on my website. So don't worry, they're not like sold out or anything like that. There is enough for everyone, I'm hoping, this time, because obviously I ordered them as tubes, so I have loads and loads of paint, and I wanted to satisfy a larger customer base because it's been growing over the years for my handmade watercolors, and I no longer could make them myself in those volumes, so I made sure I have plenty of stock this time. And yeah, so that will be available. And what else will be available? I have a restock for Swatch Joy Color Theory, so yeah, I restocked those two, and I think a couple of customers managed to get a few of them when I put it on my shop on Etsy, hoping that the issue would self-resolve. And I know I promised them, and I was able to deliver my promise. I had those stamps arrive at the end of March, so everything would have gone right, but thank Etsy for the delay now, because I am not willing to put any more products there. So that is it. I hope you have a fantastic evening or day, depending where you're watching this from or when. And I will see you next time. Thanks for watching.